You're listening to Screaming Goat Radio with Kevin and Chris, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome to the show endorsed by Howard Stern's cousin's babysitter. Screaming Goat Radio. Don't fuck it up, Kevin and Chris. Tweet the guys during the show at SG Radio LA. We know you have a lot of choices on the internet. So from all of us here at Screaming Goat Radio, we just want to say thanks for choosing us over porn.
Welcome to Screaming Goat Radio here. Another episode starting a little early possibly or on time. We're not entirely sure. If you're seeing this at all out here, Chris has promised not to talk here until at least a minute or two after to make sure that every word he says gets captured. So don't respond to that, Chris, please. And we also have the beautiful and talented Samantha Scanlon here, who's sitting in with Screaming Goat Radio. I know you know her voice. You've heard it ever since the show started. Glad you could make it in to kind of sit in on all the good stuff we have planned here for today's episode of Screaming Goat Radio. And all of Chris's breathing exercises, or don't even answer that. I know you can't. You're still a good minute away from talking. So why don't I intro the show until you get a chance to speak? So today, in honor of Twitter, that has its birthday coming up here,
Coming up March the 21st.
March the 21st, which very excited about. I was thinking about what I could get Twitter for its birthday, and I decided I would join it for its birthday. So we'll have to talk about that here in a second. But we are going to have a Twitter-based show. We've got some Twitterific headlines, Chris, that we're going to have here as well. We're talking Chris Brown. We're talking Avengers trailer. Cameron Diaz has some opinions about Twitter. We're talking about that. And then we are going to go on and see what's trending on Twitter here today. And then we're going to close up talking about Lindsay Lohan's sex list that was released here recently. 20 seconds, and then I think you're in there. Yeah, I'm watching the clock. Don't worry. Her sex list, we'll have to compare notes, see if we have any hunks out there that are on our celebrity sex list. We've also made the cut.
I have a lot to say about this sex list.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited to hear your woman's perspective on that as well, to see if maybe she's reaching, or if there are a couple guys on there that maybe, you know.
And those are just the ones that aren't blurred.
That's right.
Those are just the notable names.
Now, I was, not to get into that right now, but I was curious why. They were saying they blurred out some names because they were married people, but then Timberlake's on the list, who's married to Jessica Biel. So
we'll get to it. We'll get to it
here in a
Oh my
little
God,
bit.
that's got to have been 20 seconds.
Have you been holding your breath too, Chris?
No, I haven't. I wanted to breathe in the beginning so people knew I was still here even though I wasn't talking. I didn't want anybody to not listen to the show today if they were hoping to hear me, but they didn't.
People would tune out pretty quickly.
Hear my breathing. But no, Kevin,
Yes.
Why were you stalling?
Well,
You told me like 20 seconds, and then it was clearly more like a minute.
Well, I was seeing if maybe
That's not very
you
honest.
wouldn't talk for the whole show. I was curious
That's
how
what
long.
okay.
I was
That's
curious
what I
how long.
figured.
I mean, you've got Samantha
You
here
and Sam
now
just
too.
going to do the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, but Chris, we still need the eye candy though
Oh.
in the show,
Which
is you.
I feel like you're trying to butter me up here a little bit just so that you can undercut me.
Do I ever
at the
butter
same
you
time.
up?
Butter him up in his baby Ed Hardy shirt.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the
I have to be a man of
baby
my
affliction.
word. I have to be a man
he
of my
might
word.
have needed butter to put the shirt on.
Yeah, this medium right
I
there.
told you guys I was going to leave the studio
Extra
if you made fun of my shirt. And I can't
Well-
be a liar.
Oh, you get head out of here. All right. So it's just us here, Sam, I guess.
I mean, that's how we started the show, so it's okay. I'm used to it at this point.
I think Chris is going out to change, possibly, or maybe he's going to come back with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Or
He's getting his butter. He needs butter to take it off.
Yeah. Maybe, what are they doing?
Okay. So getting into her.
But so now you're coming back.
Well, yeah, I said I was going to leave. I didn't say I wouldn't come back.
Were you chilly right there? You had to get your shawl for.
No, I'm just covering up my Baby Hardy shirt so that nobody sees it. It's not on. I don't have a Baby Hardy shirt on.
No one can see the baby Ed Hardy.
And maybe it's because Justin Timberlake wasn't married at the time that they hooked up. But maybe these other guys were married at the time that they
Exactly,
hooked up.
exactly. But we will. There's lots to get into about some of
I am
these.
glad you're talking again, Chris, because that is a very good point.
Hey, I bring good points.
That is a very
when
good
I
point.
do speak.
That is a good point. So guys, I finally joined Twitter as a present to Twitter for its birthday. I was debating about what to get it, a lot of options, and then I figured my presence might be enough. So I finally joined the Twitter world.
So you're that person that gives like really early birthday presents.
Well, it's what, 2 weeks or so? But yeah,
You're just so excited. You couldn't wait. You're just like, I want to give you your present already.
I was very
He
excited.
didn't want anyone else to steal his idea.
See, now that I can understand.
It was
he wanted
that.
to hop on board before other people were like, well, maybe I'm going to join Twitter for its birthday. And then, because on Twitter's birthday, there's going to be like this massive explosion of people joining. And then,
Yeah, but see, the thing is,
and he won't be original.
true, but most of those people are like 13 and are just finding out about Twitter. This guy's
have the
known about
social
Twitter
media.
for 20 years. I mean, granted, they're only going to turn 9, but
20 years.
and still he's
invented
just
Twitter.
joining. He invented Twitter. He's just joining right now. I mean, part of me thinks that's a great present, and part of me thinks that's just pathetic.
Yeah. It is a little bit sad that I have been able to stay off Twitter this long. I was also worried about @KevSoup being taken, possibly on Twitter, which is why I wanted to give the birthday present a little bit soon. Because if I come on the show, start talking about @KevSoup, I got my eye on this, then all the 13-year-olds are going to gobble up my Twitter name.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Kev Soup, Kevin Campbell.
Oh,
Campbell
now I
Soup.
get it.
Campbell
Put it together for
Soup.
the 13-year-olds who are going to join on Twitter's
Now I get
birthday
it.
who don't understand.
And I will follow 13-year-olds out there if you want to add
Yeah.
KevSoup.
Here we go.
I want to know who
can
you
I be
are
arrested
following.
for
You can get kicked off Twitter too. Yes.
for following too many 13-year-olds?
Well,
I'm not following with my car, Chris. It's just on like social media.
depends what your direct
I'm not
your
doing
DMs.
I'm not doing tweet ups with 13-year-olds.
Depends
all right?
what your DMs are like.
I don't
What kind
even-
of private messages
Oh,
are
I
you sending
see.
them on Twitter?
I see. Well, that's that's my business, Chris. When I'm still very new to figuring out how it works. But I'm
So-
not doing tweet ups. I'm not following them. I'm just purely clicking.
I take it that Campbell's Soup might have been taken, or something that a direction you weren't trying to go in.
Kev Campbell Soup.
Kev's Campbell's Soup.
Guys, I was trying to keep it short and
Campbell's soup.
sweet. I was trying to keep it catchy, short, something that the kids can be talking about at the playground. If the kids are the kids even on the playgrounds anymore? I don't even know. We live in LA. I don't know.
Apparently they're all on
13?
Twitter.
No.
I don't know.
They're on their devices.
You should know you're following them.
That's true. I'll have to tweet that out and find out. So
Where are you guys right now?
yeah. So
At
I
Kev Soup.
yeah.
Hit me up.
Yeah,
At
DM
Kev
that's
Soup.
gonna fly. That's gonna fly.
But guys, I've been tweeting and twittering and all sorts of stuff here
Who
just
are
in the
you
past week or
following?
so. Basically, I'm following anybody that will follow me out there. Basically, I'm a whore right now
So
on Twitter.
I'll follow you if you follow me back. So you're not following anyone
Well, I'm
of note.
I'm
because you're not
following.
gonna
Yeah,
I'm
following,
sure he's
follow
following somebody
CNN.
from DC.
CNN's not going to follow
There's
you.
I am-
somebody from DC that he's following. He's a
At
homer
least
like that.
I'm
so-
following a couple people from DC, yeah, that have shows out there and everything like that. But any advice? I mean, I'm talking to two pros over here. Sam, you.
I'm not as much on Twitter
Oh,
as I
okay.
was once upon a time.
Ooh, tell us a
I
story.
took a
Yeah.
break from Facebook and decided to go into just go into the Twitter world and just kind of live
Twitter
there.
sphere?
I needed a break from the drama that was Facebook, and it was actually really great. You can follow some good. I love following comedians because they kind of keep it light.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You don't follow
Frothy.
any,
That's a
any
good
like
point.
comedians
You
because
follow
they're not going to follow you
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I follow you,
You don't want
Chris.
funny stuff.
You follow ESPN.
Yeah.
Sports people. Keep up on your sports statistics, if you will. I like who do I like that I follow on Twitter? Judd Apatow is great.
Okay. I'm just going to give you my phone for the next week, and if you can just follow the right people, and then if you want to pass it to Chris, I'm a little bit nervous about
Do you
some
want
of his
us,
follows.
Do you want us to just handle your social media now?
If you're offering to do that, that would be great. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, for a price. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, how much? I mean, I got to see the
we
resume,
can
the
be
qualifications.
co-directors of Kev Soup Media if you
That's
want.
not bad.
Social media.
That's not bad. Submit me a proposal, and I will see it. Definitely, it seems like that it would make sense because I want to blow the Kev Soup name up and not just be me and a bunch of 13-year-olds, because at a certain point, that's just going to look
Yeah,
weird.
we'll be able to rein in those 13-year-olds and keep them at bay.
Okay, because right now all we're talking about is like Taylor Swift and Disney and MTV and the Real Housewives of every city.
Being your friend, this is actually just you. This is what you talk about
Yeah.
normally.
I've
Disney.
I've found my subculture
One
that I
Direction.
Taylor Swift, One
Yeah.
Direction.
Backstreet Boys. Well, I guess that'd be a little bit dated now for
I
13-year-olds.
mean, I
Yeah.
still talk about Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
It would be going over your friends' heads.
It would be, yeah.
We'd
yeah.
get
so
it.
I'm still figuring things out, but yes, that was what I gave Twitter for its birthday at Kev Soup.
But couldn't we all just
Follow out
Couldn't
there,
we all
huh?
just do that? I mean, couldn't she just be at Sam Soup and I'm just at Chris Soup and it's at such and such
It's
soup?
a clever play on his last
Yes,
name.
at Labrum.
But nobody knows your last name.
When you click on Twitter, you see the last name.
And people in
You have your full name there.
Yeah, I don't
last name.
care if they necessarily know it's my last name or not. Also, Chris, they'll click on my name, they'll see it. But there's also the other part about all the things that make up who we are. That's kind of the soup aspect too, about the ingredients in the soup. So it works on a couple different levels. At Labrum,
What makes you up? What's in your soup?
you gotta follow me to find out, man. That's what this is
What?
about.
Oh, I see what you're
That's
saying.
what this is about,
Period.
Chris.
And that's the end of that.
Yeah. So yes. So
If
I'm.
only I was 13, I'd follow you.
Yeah, you're a little older. You're actually way too old to
I'm
be,
not your
be in
demographic.
my demo. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
so yes.
I'm talking about the Golden Girls and things on my Twitter. Okay.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden Girls, Michael Bolton.
wow.
I'm up
So
here in this.
You're
in this
followed by
range.
the gays.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and unfollow you right
What
now.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do what you want
I
to
have
do.
the 13-year-olds. You have the gays, and
I have the unfollow app. I'll know that you unfollowed me,
oh yeah.
even
Yeah.
though you just told me you did.
Can I? Can I take a picture of your baby affliction shirt for my
No,
followers?
No, what are you talking about?
Can I
This
get
is just, it's a scarf. This is just a scarf.
show a little of the baby affliction? I want to send it out to my 13-year-olds.
Your 13-year-olds know nothing about my baby affliction.
You know what's
Hardy
great about
shirt.
this shirt is that underneath the shirt he has that tattooed on his body.
Exactly
Yeah.
like this on my shoulder.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you're part of Twitter,
Yes.
what stories are trending? Fun little stories trending today.
Well, yeah, so that was what we wanted to do here. We wanted to get into some of our Twitter headlines here. And Chris,
Tell me what you've discovered.
yes, Chris, you actually brought a pretty good one here to the table to start out with. A little bit of your boy, Chris Brown, was blowing up here on Twitter.
Yeah, at Brown Soup. I'm not sure if that's his Twitter handle, but I'm
You
sure
still
if
don't understand my name,
if
do
he
you?
wanted it,
Brown Soup.
he
At
could
diarrhea.
use it. At
Yeah.
diarrhea.
Yeah, I don't think Chris still understands quite why I chose Apsu.
okay.
I'll explain it to you after the show.
Okay, I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Spend some time, so quality time with me, not just here within the hour.
Yes.
Just like, bye, Kevin. Never
Yeah.
see you again until next Wednesday.
Peeling out of the parking lot.
First of all, he's not my boy. Okay.
I don't
not
think
my
he's
boy.
anybody's boy. I don't know why people like Chris Brown.
He's Karuchi trans boy.
Not
That is
anymore.
true.
This article. Well, exactly.
Not
Was.
anymore.
Apparently, he's a lot of women's boys.
And you gotta think you knew that. You knew that. Like I'm not putting this on
Nobody's
Karuchi.
surprised.
I'm not
No.
putting this on her. But he's a playboy. That's what he does. I mean, that's just what he does. So apparently, yeah. I mean, they had broken up before, and then they were back together. They were. I mean, with the whole
it's
Rihanna
weekly.
thing, it's just weekly. It's a weekly thing. So actually, I'm not even really sure if I could say this is a definite thing at this point in time.
Yeah.
But yes, it came out that Chris actually has a 9-month-old. So this happened a while ago.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes. Please keep us in check with the lawyers here, because
Thank
Allegedly.
you, Sam. Has a
fathered a
9-month-old child with another woman who's from Texas, had been a video girl and whatnot, amongst other things. Has also hung out with, is it Karush or Karuchi?
I always say Karuchi, and
Okay,
I apologize
Karuchi
if
Tran.
anyone's listening, and I
apologize if she's
mispronouncing
listening.
it,
If she's
but
listening, call
Karuchi
us
Tran.
in.
Yeah.
well, first of all, follow at Kev Soup and then call us in and explain how we say your name.
Karuchi Tran.
Karuchi
Karuchi.
Tran.
It's
Okay.
probably like Karuche or something.
I'm sure she thinks it's a whole lot fancier than it really
Karuchi.
should be pronounced.
Yeah.
They even hung out together, her and this other girl, this other woman, and yeah, apparently, allegedly, he's fathered a child, and she has cut ties now and made it official on Twitter, which is why it relates to this and why I wanted to bring it here, is because it seems like, and I wonder if this happens with people who aren't on such a public level, But it seems like a lot. I mean, we've had stuff on the show with
Yeah.
the athletes who are going out there and just jawing at each other about you slept with my wife and you did this and I hope you enjoyed her. And these two especially have had like this relationship that they just put it out there on Twitter and are jabbing at each other. I mean, not just this time right here, but back when they broke up initially, there was all sorts of back and forth with them, and it's just out there completely, and they're cursing at each other, and then they'll delete them and whatnot. So she put out there this tweet that was basically like, listen, one can only take so much. The best of luck to Chris and his family. No baby drama for me, and had the emoji of a little baby. So apparently she's done for now this week.
I mean, it's not surprising that people that make bad decisions in life also make bad decisions with people in relationships. And she's obviously very immature about this. He's immature about this. Anybody that kind of airs their public laundry on Twitter, I can't understand that. And I also can't understand.
Not just Twitter. They air it on all avenues of social media. They air it all over Facebook. When you look at their Instagram, both of them, they're
Don't tell me it's on
No.
Pinterest too, because I can't have
she
them
has a
ruin
whole board
Pinterest
of
for
like
me.
how to break up with your
Yeah.
boyfriend and
Oh
how to get back
man.
at him.
Sam, can you explain to me why women are attracted to Chris Brown? Like, is it the
No,
bad boy
I
thing? Do you?
absolutely can't. I don't. No, I think he's a pop star who has money. He can dance. And that's about it. For me, I don't think he's, I mean, other than dancing, and some of his songs can be a little catchy, but I think he doesn't have a great voice. I think he's terrible. I can't
completely agree.
I can't listen to him speak
did.
in
But he's-
interviews. He's not intelligent. Sorry, Chris Brown, if you're listening. Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Hashtag for you there.
He's a fan of the
Twitter.
show, so he might call in here. We'll see.
Just
At Kev Soup.
tag at Brown Soup.
You know what I would love? I would love if some listeners would tweet at Kev Soup or Screaming Goat Radio.
Yeah.
SG Radio LA, right?
That's it,
That's
yeah.
your Twitter
Yeah.
handle.
Let us
And-
know.
And let us know if you do find Chris Brown attractive, or if you have a theory about why women find Chris, this, woman beater, attractive.
I can't understand it. Yeah, and he will also hit you. Like, he will treat you poorly, and he will hit you as well.
Yeah, and don't
And you
ask
know
him-
he's cheating on you. This is not a surprise.
And don't ask him like a question that's a little leading in an interview, or he'll rip off his shirt and break the window with the chair and run off
He's
set.
a bad dude.
he's
And
not a
so
good
why
guy.
these
And
women
he's-
are these women are
and
confused
he
or
is
surprised?
Not all that. He is not that talented. I've taken dance class from dancers who are much more talented than he is.
You hear that, Chris Brown?
You hear that, Chris Brown? What?
Calling you
Bring it
out on Screaming Go Radio here.
Call in.
Yeah, Chris, what are you doing over there?
Oh, you guys told me, or anybody who was listening, to tweet at Kev Soup and at SG Radio LA
Are you tweeting?
why they think he's attractive. So I tweeted you guys.
Oh,
I
really?
Tweeted you and us.
Oh yeah, let's see here. Okay, well, people should go on here. I'll retweet this now, and people
Okay.
can go on to see.
Yeah,
This is an
did you read it?
interesting, I did read it actually. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good theory. I don't know if Sam's read this here.
Don't you?
but,
Don't you? I mean, from the
yeah,
media,
here's the theory. Right
this
here.
is what I get, because it seems
Well-
like everywhere I go, size matters, size matters, size matters. Okay, and since he's getting all these girls, despite the fact that he's gonna be angry and potentially mistreat you and cheat on you and physically harm you, he still gets all the girls.
So
that's
I
gotta
don't
be it,
care
right?
how
That's
big
gotta
you are.
be
If
it.
if you're an abusive man but you have a lot of money, I don't really know.
That could be
I think
too.
it's-
That was
I
gonna be
think
my
it's the
other
fame
one.
part. I think people who are seeking that 15 minutes of fame and just want to be in front of cameras and to have their names in tabloids and just be known for hanging out with someone or sleeping with someone or dating someone. That's why you
I guess people
date
should just
someone
put
like
their
that.
junk as their profile picture. Then maybe,
people with
Chris.
no self-respect.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we
Yeah.
should try it.
But that's a good point though too. That would have been my next one, was that the money, that's attractive.
Yeah.
The money is
The
attractive,
fame
not
is
necessarily him.
attractive. The
It's not
fame
him.
is
The
The
attractive.
lifestyle, the money. Yeah. Well, there has to be something redeeming on that side because, I mean, you're not with a partner. You're not with somebody that's gonna support you and nurture you. And
Right. He probably buys her things. He's probably bought her cars.
Cars.
He's bought her jewelry.
Did.
He brings
Chris, hit
her,
me up.
He takes her on vacations.
yeah,
Bought her a dog. They had a picture just
Does
recently.
anybody know?
that
Does
was-
she have a job? Does she do anything
Well,
for herself other than maybe she's
her
is she a
job
model?
is his girlfriend, and then
Yeah.
she's
No,
a
but
model.
really?
She's a
Yeah,
model.
she's
She
a model?
models. I
Okay.
mean, but
so maybe she makes money doing that.
yeah. I mean, if she's already successful, then it begs the question: why the hell is she with Chris Brown?
well,
Yeah.
she wasn't successful until that.
Got it. Yeah.
This really helped her out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe that's the answer. It's
And
the
now
fame.
she's at a point where she could probably go on to do some things, and she's known and whatnot. But my question to you guys was just going to be, before we move on to the next one, was just in terms of where she goes from here. You know, you get a taste of that lifestyle, and maybe she can continue it on her own if she really is going to be able to be successful as a model. But does she just end up with somebody else like Chris Brown, you know, in the business? Can you go from that and then? This is kind of a selfish question, and then just date like a regular dude.
I mean, I think kind of
just like a normal white guy.
Kind of like casting and everything. You get kind of like pigeonholed as a type. She's going to be like the Chris Brown type now. So
I think she's addicted to Chris Brown, to that lifestyle. I don't think that
That's
any
kinda what I was
average
saying,
guy
like-
who would treat her well and give her a good life has any chance.
Yeah, she's not going to
because-
date a server from Denny's.
Well,
after
no, I'm
being
not
with
even
Chris Brown.
saying that. Like, she's
Kevin.
No offense
No
to
offense.
No
the
offense
great
to servers from
hardworking
Denny's.
people of Denny's.
But
At
she's-
Denny's Soup, I'm sorry.
No, it's not even that. She's not going to date an accountant. You know, someone who has a job that doesn't pay you in tips.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. People work hard. But you know what I'm saying? She's not going to date anyone who's not in the public eye.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was asked. That's a
Yeah.
better. She answered even though I didn't ask it very well. She's like, once you get a taste of that,
Right.
can you go to something else, or is it now she's going to have that on whatever level? Now it may not be a musician; it'll be an athlete. It'll be like the Kardashians who bounce around from Reggie Bush to Kanye to whatever. It's just going to be.
I think she's kind of hoping that this child is not his. And then she'll have an excuse to get back together with him. Like, we're so in love and I want to get back together.
Yeah.
Well, didn't
After he
Rihanna
dates a
go
few
back
other
to him a
people.
couple times?
She totally did.
They all do.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and he totally.
I already
you know,
tweeted
he
about what's
cheated on her
happening.
with Rihanna. So drama. People, don't put your things on social media.
Anyway.
Don't air your laundry on social media, please.
Yes.
Do you think normal people do? Do regular
However,
people do?
those of us who don't have this drama love living vicariously through you. So keep doing
Yeah, I want them
Have
to
you
continue
guys-
to do it because it's very entertaining.
Are you going to do
drama.
it? If you have a fight that goes down with your lady, are you going to put it out there on Twitter, Kevin? Now that you're on it,
You know what? My 13-year-olds need to know what's going on. All right?
I maybe have 3 pictures of my man on my Facebook, maybe 3.
God, doesn't he feel
And
special?
we've been together
know.
for 2. No, but you know
Oh.
what? Like I just don't sit there and write about all the things that are happening. I find people who do that just.
You're not one of those that's
So
just
I'm not-
constantly out
I
there with
I had
it.
a really rough breakup with a boyfriend after 3.5 years, and I made it a point not to. I mean, I wrote a blog kind of about the dealing with it, but I never mentioned him by name. I never put it on Facebook. I never put it on Twitter. Like, I didn't even change my status from in a relationship to single. I just took it off completely, so that I just went completely under the radar, because I don't like airing that drama.
You're making
So
you're making it very hard for our fans to stalk you online, though. Really, you gotta help them out a little bit. Don't make them work so hard.
Little just breadcrumbs and hints
exactly.
out there.
Not like
I
a
just
lock and
post
chains
pictures of
and a.
myself in my underwear.
Well, there you go.
Well, you can even do the subtle ones. It's just like, I can't believe he said that, and that's all you say.
Oh, I
just the
hate that.
fishing ones.
I hate
You have no idea what's going on.
I hate you.
You could
That's
do
what I
so-
want to write on the
Wow, here we
person's
go.
status. I hate you. Okay, let's move on.
Anyway.
All right.
Moving
So
on.
Moving
our
on.
our next story here is it's from the @Avengers account with the brand new Avengers movie coming out
Yep,
that a
yep.
lot of people are very excited about. So they know that they have got all these nerds by the balls. The Avengers movies do, and these are just all the craze now.
And you
in,
say
in
nerds
Hollywood.
very affectionately.
We love the nerds here on Screaming Goat
Yes.
Radio, yeah. And they know they've got them by the balls in their mom's basement or wherever they are.
They're non-hairy balls.
Yes.
It's very.
Exactly. And so
Nerds are people too.
they are people too. And unfortunately, Marvel actually has made them beg for the new Avengers trailer via Twitter. They've actually told the fans to tweet to be able to cause them to release the new Avengers trailer. So
Just like hanging it here.
yeah, if the people did
Yeah.
not tweet, they apparently were not going to release the new Avengers Age of Ultron trailer, which could that sound nerdier and more comic book the more that they're like they are trying to have a lot of these movies cross over, but Age of Ultron sounds super comic book nerdy. So yeah, they were basically asking all their fans to hashtag Avengers Assemble, and if enough people hashtag that,
Avengers Assemble. Okay.
and if enough people hashtag that, they would release the new trailer. And fortunately, we're also lucky enough people hashtagged that, and they graced us with the next Scarlett Johansson project.
And you watched it, right?
I've not watched the entire thing yet.
That's smart PR.
Was it
Wow.
good? Have you watched it?
I didn't watch it. No,
I watched it.
You watched it?
This is your
was it
story.
good?
Why would I watch it?
Yeah,
Sam
I
watched
was
it?
I was
There was
I was
lots of
Sam's a nerd.
I was protesting. I was protesting this
you were
the
protesting.
crumbs and all the breadcrumbs that they were offering us here for this thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and be honest.
Hmm.
I'm a former Warner Brothers employee, therefore I'm a DC girl. But I do love me some Chris Evans in tight anything. Yes, he's my boo. I wish. I'm just kidding. If
He's
my
the guy
boo-
you don't
if my
write about
actual
on
boo is
Facebook?
listening,
That's him. That's why you don't write about him.
I do write about Chris Evans on Twitter.
Chris Evans.
'Cause
There's
he'll
4
never
pictures of
read it.
Chris Evans on her Facebook page, 3 of her man.
But so I watched it. It was
All of
you
us
know,
have pictures of Chris
I
Evans
feel
on
like
our
there
Facebook.
was
Don't worry.
such a huge. I think the first Avengers movie did. I mean, review
Really well.
wise, and it
Oh,
did really
poorly.
well. It
I think,
reviewed
didn't it?
poorly.
Right? Didn't it?
I think I remember so
to
many
look it up right
people, saying to me like, "It's so good, you have to go see it. It's such a good movie." And I remember going in there and just being a little underwhelmed by it because there's a lot of one-liners, and sometimes you just want,
Yeah. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger wrote the copy for it.
oh my gosh,
It's just
yes.
one-liners until they save the world.
Yeah. But but then there's Robert Downey Jr. and I feel like he saves the day in any scene that he's in.
Yes.
He's
So-
really
I would agree with
great.
that.
Oh, you know,
Did you see
The
Ultron
Avengers
in there?
by the way, got 92%. So apparently it did review pretty well. But
yeah.
the 1998 version, the Avengers, 5%. So there was nowhere to go but up
Yeah.
with the franchise.
Yeah. Again, I think that was all due to Chris Evans
Yeah.
looking like, in his Captain America svelte
Yes.
shirtless
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I mean, he could have taken a large, I think,
Shirtless.
in the Captain
Shirtless.
America suit, but he
Shirtless.
went
Shirtless.
for the schmedium.
The schmedium.
Yeah.
The extra schmedium.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
generally
after his
do,
own heart,
Kevin.
Yeah.
We generally do.
Yeah. Baby affliction.
I mean, if you have arms like these,
Pipes. Yeah.
why not show them? Why cover up with long sleeve Nike hooded?
Because I obviously don't have arms like that, and I also don't know where to get baby affliction. You got to point me to the store.
You got to know people, Kevin.
that I can get it from. Yeah, baby tap out.
Tweet the right people. You'll first of all.
Yeah, gotta see little year-old kids with little cauliflower ear and little baby tap out.
Make
shirt.
up your mind.
Have them rolling around in the pen with another baby.
Anyway.
How would you gradate those?
How would I do what?
How would you gradate those? Give it to me in terms of worst.
All the
best to worst.
The what? The Avengers movies?
No, we're talking about my shirt.
Oh,
Okay, don't change the subject for my
Sorry.
shirt now.
sorry.
Give my shirt some respect. No, you're calling it Baby Hardy, Baby Affliction, Baby Tap Out. I want to know what is the worst of the worst to be wearing out of those. If you were like, okay,
Good
I would vote Ed
question
Hardy, I
for our
think.
Twitter followers.
Yeah.
Yes.
At SG Radio
At
LA
SG Radio
or at
LA.
just Labrum.
or at
at Labrum.
Yeah.
That's going to bring them to a porn
Yeah.
site. I
Yeah.
feel like. Is that
Well-
really your Twitter handle?
That's my last name.
Well, I know. But is that really your Twitter handle?
That is.
Yeah.
It seemed pretty simple.
Yeah. His Twitter handle's not safe for work.
And I
anyone
jumped
out
into. I
there.
was like, when I was the first Labrum on Twitter. I was just boom, Labrum. I got it. And now I don't want to change it because I'm the only one that has it. Nobody else can have at Labrum.
How many dick pics do you get sent to you per day? From
How
your Twitter
many?
Handle? Yeah.
Like in my
Not that
direct
you're
messages.
sending out, but yeah, I mean that you're receiving.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Yeah. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
I don't review them all though. Just FYI, just if anyone's listening, I don't.
You don't
review
favorite them all?
No, no, no.
So go ahead
It's
and
just
tweet
a-
us and let us know what is worse. Which one is worse? Baby Hardy, Baby Affliction,
Baby tap
or
out.
Baby Tap
I would
Out.
vote. I'd vote Baby Ed Hardy. What's your vote?
I'm gonna say Baby Ed Hardy.
Yeah.
Ed Hardy is the worst.
I think
out
it's
of
probably
all
the
those.
worst.
You'd rather have me wearing a tap out shirt.
If
Yeah.
there was
Or
a
an
baby in
Affliction
front
shirt,
of you
okay?
wearing a onesie from each Tap Out, Ed Hardy, and Affliction, which baby would you want to punch the most?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a good way of putting it.
I would punch the Baby Ed Hardy right in its baby face.
Yes, or go.
Not that we condone
feed
punching
feed
No.
to those guys in the Game of Thrones or whatever. You know.
Oh, yeah.
the,
Yeah,
the
the-
ice people.
the White Walkers,
The
I
White
think.
Walkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which baby would you feed to the White Walkers?
Exactly. This is getting very complicated.
Yeah.
Anyway, Avengers trailer,
Avengers trailer. Yeah.
Twitter,
So enjoy it.
like kind of Twitter bullying.
I wonder if this is going to be
But
the new
that's-
thing. If-
No, it really.
That's what
That's
they do.
what everyone's going for nowadays. Social media. That's where you got to market your things. You get on
Your
social
business.
Media.
If you start a business, Kevin, you should get on Twitter.
Yeah, as an actor in LA, You can't even. I
I'm
mean, a
on
lot of
Twitter.
times you
Oh.
walk into a room, into an
Did you miss the
audition,
first part of the show?
and you want a job, and they're asking you how many Twitter followers you have, how many people follow you on Instagram, do you have a page on Facebook, how many likes does
They're
it
asking
have?
that now?
Yeah, they're asking that, and I know
Haven't been into a
people
room in a
personally. I know people personally who have lost jobs because they don't have enough of a following on social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that I did not know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
at King James then for anyone who's curious.
To the point where people are. I guess there's some kind of like Twitter, some loophole you can go through on Twitter where you can create an account that just
You can like
has
buy
peop-
followers and stuff, that type of
Exactly.
thing.
You can definitely do that.
Have followers of people who don't really exist, but then you could
They're
just be
bots,
like,
I think,
I
even.
have 100,000 followers of,
Yeah.
random people
Yeah.
with the egg as their picture.
Yeah.
Yes, just the plain egg.
Yeah, I
So-
need more of those egg followers. I have way too many real people.
So I think that was smart.
First of
Well,
all,
not way too many.
yours are only 13 years past that egg. I think you're pretty close.
but that's a good point.
Okay, you're
That is a
down
good
there.
point. Yeah, I'm the closest of the bunch. I
You're
guess,
trying to
that.
get lower.
They're
You're-
just losing their down.
Yeah. Well, you
getting
got to
their
start
real
somewhere.
Feathers.
So yeah, I'm going to be curious if this is going to be, a thing of the future with, especially this particular strategy about causing consumers to beg for whatever product that you're offering
Give it to me. Give it to me.
via social media.
Well,
So
hey,
see.
we'll see what Kev Soup brews up.
That's probably the like
With his
15th
ladle.
time that the Kev Soup joke.
What is Kev's
Has-
brewing today?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, because we're blasting your Twitter handle so that people follow you, Kevin.
I know,
The show is for you.
I'm going to feel really bad if I've got no more 13-year-old followers after this show.
I'm
I mean, it's up. I mean, now we're what, like 8:30. What's the usual bedtime for a 13-year-old? It's probably around this time, right?
Yeah, you can just.
What are they for?
Is it getting
just
creepy now?
jump-
Is it getting weird?
Why don't you tweet them and find out?
You're asking weird questions.
Yes. All right. I'm
Okay.
going to stop that.
Kevin
maybe,
is not a pedophile. That's how rumors get started.
Thank you.
Sounds
Thank
like
you.
you're
Although you
investigating
know what,
certain things.
the more that we deny, the more it sounds like I'm trying to hide something. So
Right.
that was fine. That was a good disclaimer. Maybe we should move on to the next
Let's go
next
ahead.
Twitter
Let's go.
headline here.
Yes, because Cameron Diaz is our
Uh-oh.
next story, and she doesn't need, like these other people you're talking about, in the room to have that many followers. She's already a well-established actress. And it's probably good for her because she doesn't like social media.
Right.
She thinks, and this is a quote that recently she told the Cosmopolitan UK, their April 2015 issue, "I think social media is a crazy-ass experiment on society. The way people use it to get validation from a bunch of strangers is dangerous. What's the point?" Now, she's not necessarily a totally private person, because the article goes on to say that she's out there very openly with like her sex life with her new husband, Benji Madden, and
Yep.
talk about how it keeps them healthy and all this kind of stuff. So she's very open about her sex life, but she's just not going to do all of that like we just talked about with Chris Brown and Karuche on social media. And she kind of thinks it's a dangerous social experiment, this whole thing.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do feel bad for celebrities when it comes to social media because there's so many trolls out there on social media, and it's rare as a celebrity. I'm sure that you're getting, oh, that was an awesome movie, like thank you so much for that incredible viewing experience this weekend. It's people trolling you. It's people telling you how terrible you are, how much you suck, how much they didn't like it. So I would imagine for people like Cameron Diaz, or for really any celebrity of her level of fame, it's very annoying. So I would want to hire somebody to run my Twitter account if I was a celebrity, because constantly interacting with all these trolls on the internet, I would agree it'd be very, very tiresome. And for somebody like her, she's not trying to necessarily build a following or build an audience, trying to maintain. So yeah, I don't see why she would want to go on, really.
Most celebrities do have someone who work their Twitter accounts, work their Instagram accounts,
Yeah.
and post on their behalf. And that's a big PR nightmare if you're someone like Karuchi Tran or
Yeah.
Chris Brown getting on there and just posting all your biznatch up in there and not being professional. But the thing about Cameron Diaz is that she was well established before social media even became a
True,
thing. So
true.
she doesn't necessarily need it. And I
Like a
don't-
lot of these up-and-comers do.
Right. She's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to benefit from it. She just released that book, that, what's it called? The Healthy Body Book. The Body Book. Hold on.
Yes.
The Body Book.
The body book.
The Body Book. And so there was probably someone who had, like, the Body Book probably had a thing on Twitter. And that someone ran that
publicizing
for
her thing.
publicizing it. It had to be on social media somewhere, but I don't think it was Cameron herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What she needs, she's Cameron Diaz. Whatever. She looks amazing.
But that's true. No, it's interesting. I mean, yeah, if you've had success before this new sort of revolution in social media, then yeah, I guess you don't technically need it.
Right.
But being someone who has been in entertainment and been down the acting path as well and everything, that was not, when I was heavy in the audition rooms and just in that world, that was not something that was even quite there yet either. That's just so interesting to hear that, because I was actually separating the two. I guess this is what I mean to say. I was separating actors with the people who were trying to get started on social media. Because you have these people that are doing like Vine videos and YouTube videos, and they're kind of considered YouTube stars or Vine stars, and they're social media people who are big on Instagram. Like this guy like Dan Bilzerian or whatever, who's like this millionaire playboy poker player who's like the king of Instagram or whatever, but he's not being an actor or anything, but he's like heavy in social media. And then you have the actors over here. Well, now it's kind of melding. They're coming together where even these actors can't just be solely pursuing acting. They've got to meld it with this whole social media movement.
Call it fame seekers. Those
Yeah.
are what those people are. And the people who put, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, people who put a billion hashtags after their everything.
So
on
you
their
can get
Instagram
followers,
and
right?
So you can get followers so that people, will search it, and then your picture will become more searchable. But I'm like, you are such an attention whore. Stop. That embarrasses me. when
Yeah,
people
it's
are
definitely
just,
hard
like,
though when you first start out,
fighting
and
for attention.
I've kind of realized this too. When you first start out, you have to put a certain amount of hashtags for people to find you. But
Right.
yeah, it is about walking that fine line of not going overboard, where literally everything is being hashtagged, but enough to where people can find you.
Yeah, and the industry is so competitive nowadays. Not only do you have to have a following on Facebook, a following on Twitter, a following on Instagram, but then you also need to start some kind of a YouTube account, and you have to maintain that, and then you have to go, you have to do Vine, you have to do,
Yeah, it's a full-time job to try to get a
you
full-time
have
job
to
in
have
the
a
industry.
website. Oh, yeah, it's that ish is hard, guys.
Well, let me tell you, Kevin, you're doing pretty good for just being
Yeah?
new at this Twitter.
I appreciate
tried
that.
to troll you. I tried to live troll you.
Oh yeah, I know.
And-
I saw it.
and
I
you
tried to live
responded very
respond.
well, and you didn't use too many hashtags. You've just used one in each of yours.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
good.
Don't really
Good.
appreciate you putting the picture of my baby Ed Hardy shirt out there into the sphere.
I tried to
but
hashtag Ed Hardy, but it was not a current hashtag, unfortunately. So no one will be
You
able to
know
find
what?
it.
Nobody, Ed Hardy's not trending right now.
I guess I know it's hard to believe.
I'd love to hear at SG Radio LA if anyone out there is an actor or someone like that who has ever encountered these things with the social media in audition rooms or the like, even just a job interview. My friend wasn't even at an audition; he was at a job interview. I think like BuzzFeed or something. He didn't have enough of a following on Twitter, and he was really totally like one of the finalists for the job. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
And they were like, "No, I'm sorry, we can't give it to you. We don't have enough."
Yeah, well, I know it's true because we've had some people from YouTube on the show, and you have to have a certain amount of views, and like you have to have this whole social media presence before they will take a chance on you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, but you get to a certain point where, with those followers, I mean, automatically you can just sort of. I mean, even when you just sign up for YouTube, I believe you can say like, "Look, I want to be in a partnership with YouTube." But I think you have to get to a certain number of followers, and then your videos have to reach a certain number of views
Yeah.
per
Exactly.
video, and then you'll get like 1 cent per view or
Right,
something like
right,
that.
right,
I
right.
forget I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure what the deal is.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of happens. You know, believe it or not, Kevin, Screaming Goat Radio has a YouTube page and is on YouTube, and we put videos up.
Say what?
We put videos up
Say
from this show
Yeah.
that people can like and people
Is this?
can view.
Hold on. So like everything that's happening right now is on video.
Yes,
people to
what
watch.
you're doing. Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that
somebody
was
just saw
was.
that.
Can we delete that? Because that wasn't.
Some 13-year-old is wondering what to do right now with that wink.
Man, I never wish. I should
And
not
their
have gotten
parents.
into the. All right, I'm gonna have to unfollow a ton of 13-year-olds right now.
Yeah, you're in a world of hurt now,
I've
Kev.
got to get out of this. All
Yeah.
right.
So hey, YouTube it up.
Okay.
Screaming Goat Radio.
There it is.
Yeah, we're gonna partner with YouTube, and we're gonna be millionaires.
Check it out. So our last Twitter headline here has to do with our boy Will Smith. Now, he opened here this past weekend with Focus, and it was at I think 50-55% on Rotten Tomatoes. So decent reviews, but it only opened to 18 million here, which
18, 19.
0.7 or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, if we're rounding up, I guess it'd be 19 here.
Yeah.
But it's his 15th biggest opening ever, so not great. it was after Earth, which was a huge flop at the box office. But now people are calling and saying that his career is done, that he's over, that he's not this strong leading man. For a while, he was kind of the leading guy. He was the lock to be able to open a movie well. And now after the past couple films, after Earth and now Focus, not doing that well. I mean, I think for Focus, it was a rated R movie, still a decent opening, but for a Will Smith movie, not a great opening. People are saying that his career could be done now.
I think that every big actor kind of goes through the ebbs and flows in this industry, and right now Will Smith is kind of ebbing. But I think
Well,
I mean, you never know. You really never know. And Robert Downey Jr., he took some time away. Jason Bateman, he was on TV for how many years doing the Hogan Family? What was that one? Yeah.
As a child actor?
Yeah, and went away forever, and then came back with Arrested Development, and you saw him like in every other movie. Melissa McCarthy did Gilmore Girls for all those years, and then she went away, and then she came back and did Bridesmaids and did something completely different, reinvented herself.
Yeah, I wonder if
know.
maybe the whole Will Smith, because part of what made him successful for a while was his choices in his movies. Seem like,
Yeah.
but maybe people feel like he's kind of gone to the well too many times with it's the
Action
end
movies,
it's the
end of
action
the
or
world.
it's the end of the world or there are aliens involved. Like
Well, he
every
always
single
did
Will
choose.
Smith movie was like aliens, end of the world.
That was his
Yeah.
like strategy though.
Yeah.
Was to always do something with a little sci-fi element in it.
Yeah, so all
And
I'm
it
saying
worked
is
for the most part.
Yeah, maybe now people have grown tired of that. They feel like kind of like the Adam Sandler effect, where
But
you
this
feel like
isn't, this isn't that, is it? Is
every
Focus
single
sci-fi?
movie is going to be the same thing. I don't know.
No, it's
Because this would
more
seem to be like a change from that. This is more like a
This is more like not so much a thriller. It's almost like a dark comedy, but it's kind of
So
a comedy.
so
right?
here it says con artist Will Smith takes on inexperienced apprentice in this crime comedy from the filmmaking duo behind Crazy Stupid Love.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's definitely not his usual.
Honestly, I feel
yeah,
like
unless she's an alien and this comedy's happening in the world.
I feel like the marketing
true.
for this was kind of poor because I remember watching this and thinking it's going to be one of those kind of sexy spy movies, and then there was
That's what I
other
thought it was,
commercials that came out where they had little comedic elements to it, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this a comedy? Is that what you're marketing this as, a comedy? So I think it was confusing. I think if the marketing had been a little more clear,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been that big of a
Well,
deal.
I can tell you that at Cartman Techley
Okay.
says that hashtag Will Smith is not over. I didn't see Focus yet, but I will see it this weekend. Will Smith is a legend.
Well, there you go.
Now.
Then you know what?
So
Yeah, he's a super talented
tear it
actor.
up. Tear it up.
Yeah.
This is not even a story.
I
Then,
He's
think,
not
is it?
over.
Yeah, I think
He's
it's
not
just
over.
silly.
If Cartman
Little,
Techley,
little 3D.
I think the same can
I'm
be
sure
said
that
about.
looked just amazing.
I think
Now
the
I gotta
same
go
could
pick
be
that
said
up when
about
the
Eddie
show's done.
Murphy.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy just kind of, he was
Yeah.
the shoe-in for every movie, and then he just kind of went away. Robin Williams. God bless him. God rest him.
It is damn hard to build a career in the industry. That's what it says. Even these A-list people. I mean, people
Was-
are now saying
was
Tom
huge.
Cruise is
And all
not
of
a lock anymore.
Robin
so,
Williams' last few things have totally flopped. So
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to
hope
be. I
Will
mean,
Smith doesn't
but
make
I
the
think
same
I think part of it is that he was kind of seemed like one of the last of sort of a dying breed of those movie stars.
The
that
A-list
are just,
movie
They're
stars
just
that-
bankable. They're going to get 20 mil a movie, and it's just everyone wants to go see it all the time, no matter what it is.
Well, that's-
just they're a star. There's not. I mean, who can you name? I mean, it's not even George Clooney and Brad Pitt anymore. I mean, they're huge. They're up there, but it's not like you're always just going to go see one of their movies no matter what.
Yeah, that's the thing. You had the stars where, regardless of the vehicle, regardless of the thing, you would show up to see a Tom Cruise movie. You would show up. But yeah, maybe I would say Leo is probably, maybe he's still in that class where you'd show up to see a Leonardo DiCaprio movie, kind of regardless of what the plot is.
I kind of thought it was him and Will, myself personally, those two. Yeah.
I mean, Will might have fallen off. I would say Leo is probably still in that category of somebody that when he makes a movie, you go see it. But beyond Leo, I'm not sure if there's any others now.
Yeah.
If you would say Will Smith has fallen off that.
Well, we'll see. I don't necessarily think so myself personally. That's just like apparently what the article is implying. Is that possible because this opening wasn't all that great? But
Yeah.
you never know. And he's also, I guess he's not in. Aren't they making another Independence Day? I think I heard.
Oh, are they?
They're
You
making,
know
they're
what?
making a second
Yeah.
I heard
Independence Day,
that,
but
yeah.
not with Will.
yeah, with Liam Hemsworth.
So But I was going to say maybe there'll be another sci-fi thing, iRobot 2, and then it'll kill it and he'll be back on top. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to follow that and see what happens. Now we do have, in probably about 10, 15 minutes, Lindsay Lohan's sex list to get to still. But first, we wanted to go on Twitter, because this is our Twitter show here, and to see what was trending. And when we first started putting this show together, there was the at Spring Breaks Raps that was trending, right, Chris? And that was something that you had actually picked up early. Can you give us a little bit of background? That was Fallon, I guess, that started the at Spring Break Raps, right?
Yeah, I didn't actually know that initially. I just saw that it had been trending, and so I kind of went and explored it a little bit. And it turns out that was something that Jimmy had put out there, which he often does to try to get something trending, and then he'll usually choose some of his favorites and whatnot to share on his show. So, and because March is very heavy in terms of spring break times, depending upon your semesters, quarters, whatever school you're at, he decided to do this hashtag Spring Break Raps. And, he's very musical and musically inclined, and they're always doing fun stuff in terms of that. They actually threw out a few, themselves, and then threw it out there to everybody else to just kind of send in theirs. So I figured, we should probably do that.
Why not, right?
We should probably participate in that. Don't you think?
I think definitely we should, yeah.
I found
who
some
knows?
fun ones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Brian McKee at Brynard Skinnard. Surf and saying hallelujah. Surf and saying hallelujah. Surf and saying hallelujah. 'Cause Beach Resort's gonna give it to you. Hashtag Spring Break Raps.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you could read anything in that voice, I think it would probably be.
Rachel
who was
Rupert.
that? The singer that what's his name?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Little Bruno Mars.
And Rachel Rupert at Roop-de-Doop wrote, I'm so sandy, you already know I'm in the ocean, getting water up my nose. Hashtag Spring Break Raps.
Pretty good.
I like
It's a pretty
it.
good one, too.
That's a little Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fancy. So fancy.
Now, have we already shot out? Are you working on one for the show right now, Chris?
Well, no, I sent it earlier. I'm trying to find it here. I'm trying to put it. Can't find it here, but yes, I will get to it in a second.
Let's see. Yeah, I've got it up right now. Sam, are there any others that you liked from earlier?
Holly Hood at Wingless Reapers wrote one. I don't even know how I'd rap this. Guys, I'm not a rapper. But I'll try.
I'll try,
Okay,
I'll try.
try.
Chris was a rapper for
She
like
said,
2 weeks on
my
the show.
nips are cold, my pants are long. I'd rather be on spring break wearing a thong. Hashtag Spring Break Raps.
Nice. I got it here.
You got it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this was ours that we put out a little bit earlier today, which is
Kevin beatbox it.
Oh, do you want me to beatbox to this here?
it's a little fast. It's a little fast. But this is from an established song too. It goes, I don't sun with you. You little stupid tan oil, I ain't sunning with you. I got 1 million skin cells I'd rather not lose than to be sunning with you. Hashtag Spring Break Raps.
Hashtag Spring Break Raps.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so much better when she says it.
Now, I don't know what the song is. You have to help me with the
I don't
song.
know
You've
that
never
either.
heard that song?
Nope.
No. Yeah.
Well, apparently, I'm the only person here that listens to urban radio.
Oh, yeah.
Because it
That is
is
true.
all over the place.
No,
What?
I listen to quote unquote urban radio, and I don't know that song.
Okay, well, this song
I own a
is
Will
by
Smith
this song is-
album, by the way, rap
Is it a
album.
Will
So does
Smith
that
album?
count?
It's not getting jiggy with it.
Oh, well, then
Miami.
I'm out then.
Okay.
I'm out.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
This is
Spring
Big
Break
Sean,
Raps.
and the song is called I Don't Fuck With You.
Ah, okay.
So it's basically, I think it was kind of loosely based, or maybe a lot based on his past relationship with Naya Rivera, or whatever, from Glee. He actually gives her a shout out and says she's a crazy person. But yeah, it's like he essentially says, "I don't fuck with you, you little stupid ass."
Okay.
I don't.
Whoa,
Yeah, it's a
whoa.
very dirty song.
Yeah.
he's
She's
very sort of
pregnant now,
angry.
guys. I don't want to mess with her.
Well, yeah, but that was the thing, is that they were engaged to be married, and then literally like 2 weeks later or something like that, after they broke up, she was
broke it
engaged to be
off
married
and-
with somebody else, and now is married and has a kid on the way. So
Hashtag Chris Brown.
Hashtag Chris Brown. Maybe
Yeah.
Chris
Breezy.
Brown is the baby daddy.
Well,
What
so,
else?
so should we look on here and see what some current trends are right now? That was one that was pretty fun before. Like there's hashtag foodie band names
Love that.
on
Foodie
here
band
right
names.
now.
Love that.
Which is like, the Tofu Fighters is that was the first one
You know
up
what my
here.
favorite one that I saw on Twitter today, foodie band names, was Flana Del Rey.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, Lana
like
Del
that,
Rey.
yeah.
I like that.
Guys, I have some.
Oh,
What
okay.
What about Ariana Grande Latte?
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Hashtag foodie band names.
there you go. Yes. Add it.
Alicia Key Lime Pie.
So now I'm obviously brand new to Twitter. How would we go about getting like this, like hashtag foodie band names?
What do you mean?
How do you start a Twitter? Like, I mean,
You have to be clever.
Fallon or something like that can obviously do it because they've got the audience, the network to do it. But could we just start a hashtag if it was that
you have
clever?
To get people
Well, you gotta have some
you have
followers.
to be something that's
Damn
clever.
it.
You have to have followers, and you have to get
They're
people
up past 9 o'clock.
You have to get people to retweet it and also participate in it.
You give them a directive like, yeah, you could have just said, hey, foodie band names, put one out, hashtag foodie band names, and then put it out
Hashtag
there.
Chris
okay.
Brownie Bites.
Chris Brownie Bites.
okay.
But if you have 2 followers, Kev Soup, you're not really going to start a trend. It's not going to
Sure.
become trending unless one of those 2 followers does it and they have 100,000.
Sure.
That better be a smart 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
very, very
I'm only
savvy
following
of
gifted.
social media.
I'm only following gifted ones. Don't worry.
But hey,
All right.
try it. Start something, Kev.
I'll think about it. See if I can
I'll
get something
retweet
going.
you.
All right. I appreciate that. Sam,
Retweet you.
were there any other of the hashtag foodie band names that you liked?
These are all my own.
Oh,
I did.
all yours.
Wait, these are
no,
these are
Flana Del
original?
Rey was not mine. The rest were all mine.
Oh, these are original.
original. I had
Wow.
Brittany Dill Pickle Spears.
That's pretd good.
Yes.
I
And-
prefer
and-
sweet. I'm a sweet
and
pickle
Bruno
guy, but-
Mars bar, but that one's probably already been done. 'cause
Bruno
that's
Mars bar.
easy. What do you guys think?
Well, see, Kevin and I don't prepare as well as you do, so
Yeah.
I didn't prepare any of my own, but I'm just going to read off a couple
Yeah, we
of
could steal ones,
some that I found.
pretend they're our own of ones we
yeah.
found.
So one of the ones that I really liked was, because I'm a hip hop guy. Now this one's tough because the rapper's name is Wale,
Yeah.
but it's spelled W-A-L-E, Wale. So somebody just put Kale, K-A-L-E. So now they're pronounced differently,
Yeah.
but it really is. It's like Kale. It would be Kale,
That's
but
fun.
You don't
I-
like it. That's fine. You don't like it. I think it's clever.
Not
Just
a lot
because
of
we're not
people-
laughing
not
out
a lot
loud
of
here,
people know
Chris.
who Wale
Hey,
is.
we all laughed out loud to all of hers.
Like,
Well, why don't-
everyone
well,
knows
the
what-
last
Why
time
don't
I
you-
shared
why don't you
something.
try
Iggy
another one?
Pop-Tart.
Okay, I'll try
You know who
another
that
one.
is.
I'll
Yeah.
try another one.
I
Okay.
know you had all your eggs in that basket there.
They weren't
We-
all in. I was gonna
We had
let
to
you
love
say
Wale.
one, and
all
I
right,
thought
well,
we could go back and
I
forth,
have
but
one here.
go for
unless
it.
you want another one.
I do want another one.
Hootie and the Goldfish.
Yeah.
Hootie and the Goldfish.
Oh, so sweet. Yes,
Yeah.
you guys responded immediately.
Yeah. So sensitive over there. All right, give us another one here.
Okay, fine. Wham and eggs.
I love Wham.
We're a big fan of that. See,
George
we like that
Michael.
one a lot.
Oh yeah.
He
yeah.
wakes me up before
I don't
I
need your
go-go.
charity. I don't need
Yeah.
your charity.
All right, how about Rage Against the Vending Machine?
I
Ooh.
I
I've
love
done that before too.
I love Allison Food Chains.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Allison fast food chains.
That's
Yes.
Allison
good
Fast
one.
Food Chains. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That one's a good one.
How about Lincoln Pork?
That's cute.
See,
Tofu Fighters.
that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, these are all stolen. From
Death Cab for Curry. Not
yes.
bad.
Yes. CNC Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. All kinds of good right there. Those are the hashtag the foodie band names right there. I'm looking right now. We won't have a chance to get to too many of these, but there's worst boss in 5 words, which could be interesting here to take a look at after we get off the
worst
show.
boss in 5 words.
Yeah, all kinds of good one right here, which I'm not sure we can have. We'll have a chance to read those maybe as we're talking about Lindsay Lohan's sex list. Maybe we could have a chance to kind of keep an
I
eye
give
on
you
that.
just one.
Okay.
At Brian Behar says, "Roofie Smoothie Wednesdays?" ? Not again.
Yeah, I like that.
You wouldn't want your boss to say that.
No.
Yeah.
No. So anyway, recently it did come out that
Actually, it's not that recently. This story is
Well-
from 2014, and this
Oh, called out.
list came out in
Called out.
2013.
Called out
I was
on
seeing
the
a-
show.
but-
I've seen this before.
yeah,
Yeah.
I have not seen this list before. I did think
But
this
we
was
can
fairly
talk about
recently.
it. Lindsay Lohan's always a fun topic.
well,
She's
I
always-
follow her career, not her sexual exploits. So
Well, now we're going to enlighten you, Chris,
Yeah.
because she was. I mean, just to read this story, how stupid are you? If Lindsay Lohan, she's like they're sitting around with her friends, writing a list of all the celebrities that she slept with, and rather than just
Allegedly.
rather than just like keeping the list, she basically crinkles it up and just throws it off to the side. Somebody finds it, I guess, right, and then publishes it.
You know, the crazy people who go through her trash outside of her house.
Yeah, find it, publish it, and now there's the alleged.
You know what? I'm not going to hate on Lindsay Lohan. I will be completely transparent and say that I'm guilty of having made a list just for
Ooh, the
memory's
list.
sake.
Yeah.
Just
The
to make a
list.
list. And yeah, I have made a list before.
Hopefully it's not multiple pages.
No.
Okay, good. And then did you keep it? Did you just crinkle it up and throw it
No,
away?
I kept it.
Yeah. Because for her, I mean, she has to know, like you said, people are going through her trash. You just crinkle it up and throw it off
And
to
I
the
don't
side. People are
proudly
going to
walk
find it.
around waving it around. However, if it had celebrities on it, I might. I don't know.
Yeah.
However, I did. But
I
I
might
do want to.
purposely just leave it out for somebody to find me if there were
Yeah.
celebrities on it. I've slept with
I
all these
slept
Yeah.
people.
with
Whoops! Oh, I hope nobody finds that. Yeah, Chris, you mailed it to me.
I am the male white Carucci Tran. I want to. That's
Ooh.
what I want to be known for. Who
Yeah,
I
find the female
Yeah.
Chris Brown, and you're all set.
I do.
Guys,
That's what I need to find.
If I slept with Justin Timberlake, I might get a T-shirt.
You know what?
Wear it every day.
says, "I
that
slept
said,
with Justin
I slept with Justin.
I would probably do the same thing. I think if I did.
Yeah,
Well, should we
seriously.
read off some of the ones that are allegedly on this list here?
Yeah, why not?
Allegedly.
So there is Adam Levine, who's allegedly, which he's probably I think literally probably slept with everybody in
Yeah.
Los Angeles. I would imagine.
Sure.
There is Joaquin Phoenix, which is a little bit of a curveball. I wouldn't have expected that one here on the list.
yeah.
Colin Farrell, which that one isn't really
No,
surprising,
that's
right?
not.
No, that's he gets around. He gets around.
He does get around. We
I'm,
Tim,
I'm
uh,
shocked at Timberlake. I feel
Yeah.
like Timberlake
Timberlake's on the list.
might have a little
on
more
the
class.
list.
I don't know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
yeah, he's on the list here.
Garrett Hedlund.
Yeah,
Yeah, Garrett Hedlund.
Evan Peters from American Horror Story.
I don't know.
James Franco,
Oh, Mr. Franco.
which again, that's not really surprising.
Does he get around too? Man, these guys are
I
just.
feel
sluts.
like
These guys are
Franco
just
gets around.
sluts.
Yeah, I feel like Franco gets around. Who is Nico Tortorella? Does anybody know who that is?
Nico. That's Nico.
Nico? All right.
Maybe
He
I'll look him
looks
up on Twitter.
familiar. He looks. The face looks familiar. I don't
Yeah.
know who he is.
Maybe he's on your list. Is that what you're saying? That you threw away?
That's where I know him from. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
So then I would guess for namesake, we've got Heath Ledger on this list.
James Franco.
Franco, Wilder Valderrama,
Ledger, really?
Zac Efron is on this list, and then we have Jamie Dornan, from the new Christian Grey. So from
She's
The new
with
old
Christian.
Grey.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And
He had
some
to
of
do
these
research for
men-
the part.
This is how you know that this list is old. Jamie Dornan is now married, and so is Justin Timberlake.
Hmm.
So I don't believe that these men were married.
At the
and now
time.
Adam Levine is married too.
Yeah, because there were other names on this list that they have since blacked out because that was what we kind of figured out. They were married at the time. So Sam, from a woman's perspective, what are some good, proud ones on this list, and what would be some ones in your opinion that,
Like as a conquest, you want me to objectify these men?
of course,
Yes, please.
yeah.
Justin Timberlake. I think Colin Farrell is sexy. I think he probably smells like cigarettes and whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
I
But like a
wouldn't
dirty
mind.
sexy.
I like a dirty sexy.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at Lucas Haas. He's
Who
a
is
little
that? I don't know who that
shocker
is.
For me. You don't know who Lucas Haas
No.
is? He was huge back in the 80s and 90s. He's a child star. He was in Independence Day.
And what shocks you about that he would have pulled Lindsay Lohan? That's
No, that I just she found him attractive enough
Oh,
to sleep
okay.
with him. No offense. And
well, she's probably unconscious, passed out, or whatever from a huge night of binge drinking. I would imagine.
Garrett Hedlund had he did the Jack Kerouac on the road.
Okay.
And
A
he's
couple
Sons of
years
Anarchy
ago.
too, right? Sons of Anarchy.
I think. Are you confusing him with the lead in Sons of Anarchy?
Maybe, but he. I'm
With-
thinking
with
of
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie. Yeah.
Charlie Hunnam. Yes, I am confusing him with
Yes.
Charlie Hunnam.
He's probably been with Lindsay Lohan
Equally,
allegedly
if not
as well.
more sexy. But
Yeah,
James
Four Brothers.
Franco,
That's- I'm thinking of from
not
Four
shocked.
Brothers.
I'm not shocked about James Franco. Would I sleep with James Franco? Probably not. Heath Ledger, I think, was a beautiful man, beautiful actor, and if I had the opportunity, I probably would have. Zac Efron is so cute. He's really short, but he's super cute. Jamie Dornan, I don't find an ounce of sexiness about him, which is why I'm actually kind of happy that he's not coming back as Christian Grey. Not that I'm a fan of the series. No offense to all of our lady listeners.
They've announced that he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do you
I
know?
think the rumor is, allegedly.
he wasn't good in bed.
No, that his
Oh.
wife was uncomfortable.
Did you spread that rumor? Or?
I'm trying
That-
to start
that
a
his-
trend right
that
now.
his wife wasn't comfortable with it.
Really?
And I say, God bless him. If that's really a true thing, and he's putting his wife first, and he's like, hey, this makes my woman feel uncomfortable, and I don't want to put my relationship in jeopardy. Other offers will come to
Yeah.
the table. he's going to make so much money from this one movie that I don't really think it matters that much. to
How
me.
understanding of him and not of her.
Yeah. It's a hard thing to stomach.
No, it is.
I mean, again, that's
Yeah.
the rumor going around the mill. I have
So-
no idea. Maybe it was because he isn't really that sexy or that talented, but that's just my opinion.
So she's done pretty well, it sounds like, from your opinion, for this list. It's not too
And
embarrassing of a list.
This isn't even half of this list.
I didn't see your name on it, Chris. I looked.
She had 36 names on this list.
Oh,
I got good
And
lawyers.
how many are on here? 17?
Yeah.
17? So, I mean, over half weren't even included in this.
we'll have
so
to.
it's...
You know, I did
and this
interview
was
her.
2 years ago. And she's missing. Who is she missing? They say Samantha Ronson.
Yeah.
John Mayer's on this list, right?
Yeah.
Clooney's probably on this list.
You know, all the men.
Russell
who she's
Brand
dated
is on
in the
this
last
list.
2 years aren't on this list. So
Yeah.
she's missing quite a few. Let me see. Aaron Carter, Sean White,
Oh,
Snowboarder
hotelier
Shaun White, yeah.
Vikram Shatwal.
opposed to the other Sean White.
I knew a Shaun White back home.
Oh, it's,
And again, Samantha Ronson. They didn't have that on there.
well, interesting.
And those are all notable names. Aaron Carter and Sean White for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have had a little fling after I interviewed her for Mean Girls.
I thought you meant you and Aaron Carter. You mean
Lindsay.
Lindsay Lohan? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she actually looked pretty good at that time.
Yeah, she's-
at that time she wasn't really that strung out yet.
She's taken a very steep turn down.
with the drugs and the alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. Her list is only going to get worse and worse when it comes to the men that are on it, I think. She probably peaked on this list, I think. Comes to who she's pulling in. So
Well, you can't go any further than Justin. I mean, you peak at Justin.
that is a good point. Yeah.
I agree.
We'll have to continually follow this story here. Obviously,
Evans.
at SG Radio LA, of all your Twitter information, at Kev Soup as well. Follow me. Give me at Labrum.
At the
Labrum.
ever exciting at Labrum.
At Labrum. And then,
At Samantha Scanlon, if you like.
well, there we go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Samantha Scanlon. You were the first Samantha Scanlon on Twitter.
Yep.
That's good stuff. Well, thanks so much for listening out there. We will have a brand new show next week. Chris, maybe you can call in or something like that to the show. We are going to miss you next week, but Sam will be here.
I will be missing you too from
Again.
Seattle. I will be afar.
Yes.
But-
So
Drinking coffee.
listen, watch, and thank you out there for listening.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.
You're listening to Screaming Goat Radio with Kevin and Chris, right here on LA Talk Radio.